Hey guys, welcome back to Doc Loyal Talks Comics, and today I've got the video talking about the upcoming hot books, anticipated books for August the 19th of 2026. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Let's see what we have here. We have, we're starting off strong with Invincible Universe Battle Beast. This is issue number 12. This is written by Robert Kirkman, and the art is by Ryan Ottley. And the solicitation says, seriously, did you think they'd only fight for 2 issues? So you've got the big issue 12 here with Conquest from the Viltrumites fighting against Battle Beast. And Battle Beast only wants to find somebody who is worthy of killing him. That's the whole point, is that he wants to find an enemy that is strong enough to lay waste to him and let him go home to his home and rest. And so far, through the whole first year of the series, we haven't found anybody that is able to hang with him. But you've got to remember how strong and how impervious to pain the Viltrumites are from Mark and his father in the original Invincible series. So cannot wait to see how this shakes out, and hopefully we'll get an issue 13 before they take another break again. All right, let's go back and see what else is popping today. Let's see. We have, there's a lot of stuff, but not a whole lot of stuff I'm particularly reading. Here's Deathstroke the Terminator, issue number 6. That's one of those books that I'm reading digitally rather than picking up the hard copy. But it says, only one will survive. Ravager's life hangs in the balance as Deathstroke fights for his future against Deathstroke. Will this mystery doppelganger succeed in taking literally everything from him? Can the city caught in their crosshairs survive 2 Deathstrokes? Or will it be the end of everything? And you got to see at the very last page of issue 5 who this second Deathstroke is. But you also have to, take that with a grain of salt. Is it really who it looks like it is? Or is there somebody else pulling the strings? So we have Tony Fleecs is still the writer, and the artist is Carmine Di Giandomenico. And this is one of DC's best books. It's right up there with what's the other one that I'm reading that I'm really enjoying. I'm gonna have to think on that and then get back with you guys later on in the video. But it's Fury of the Firestorm. That's the other one that I was thinking about. So really, really digging this, and if you guys haven't been reading this, you're missing out on a fun, action-filled, it's like Die Hard for comics. It's pretty good stuff. All right, let's see what else we have here. Wish I could move this cursor a little bit faster, but we'll just play it by ear. Okay, scrolling down. We have the continuation of G.I. Joe with issue number 25. That is Night Force, it looks like, part 1 of 2. And that series has still been written by Joshua Williamson with art by Tom Riley and others. And I'm about tired of this particular ad here. It's getting on my nerves. It's making it where you can't see the whole screen. I already hate that banner ad down at the bottom that I haven't been able to figure out how to get rid of yet. Alright, so Thor back in the day was the first book to hit 500 issues. And it's not the first to hit 800 issues this time, but this says an Asgardian milestone, Thor issue number 800. The serpent has trapped Sigurd Jarlsson in the worst of all possible worlds for his greatest trial. Now, without even a weapon in his hand, he must prove himself worthy to enter the realm of the gods. Somewhere in the city, a man without even a hammer begins the ultimate quest, the quest for Thor. And it says, plus, bonus stories including a thrilling new tale by Chris Condon and Jesse Lonergan. And that's a really nice Alex Ross cover, where you get to see Sigurd holding the very small hammer, and then you have to guess that the other hand is Don Blake, the physician that Thor was using as his alias back in the 60s when he first started out. Odin tried to humble Thor, and in doing so gave him a mortal form of Donald Blake, who was a physician who used a cane. It says here on the cover, it says an Asgardian milestone featuring stories by Al Ewing, Pasquale Ferry, and Matt Millen. So for the, let's see what else we have here. You get to see all of these different covers, including a Walt Simonson variant. And that looks pretty neat. Walt doesn't look like he's missed a step in the days since he was the writer and artist on this book. So nice to see Walt gracing the cover of Thor once again. Okay. And what else do we have? Point in Black continues with issue number 3. Spider-Man Brand New Day continues with issue number 4. Let's see, what do we have here? We have The Walking Dead issue number 140, what is that, 146? No, 143. Okay. And this simply says a union. And you get to see that Charlie Adler is still the artist, Robert Kirkman was still the writer, Stefano Guadiano was the inker. And you get a couple of variant covers, but nothing too crazy as far as the artwork goes. All right, what comes out next? By the way, guys, as far as The Walking Dead Deluxe goes, if you didn't read the original series in black and white, you really need to go back and check it out in color. It is well worth your time and effort. See if I can find one or two more books to talk about here, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, looks like we have a new number 1 in The Last Driver, issue number 1. America, the not too distant future. No one knows how to drive except for him. As technology in America advanced, cities began creating the grid, a robotic transportation system that not only made cars obsolete, it made them illegal. But an outlaw named Clutch has no choice but to get behind the wheel one last time. What starts out as a race to save his granddaughter's life quickly turns into a rebellion against technology, fascism, and the future of a divided America. Superstar artist and longtime gearhead Sean Gordon Murphy writes and draws the highly anticipated ongoing series. So let's see what the cover looks like down here. Okay, all right. So you got Clutch there, and he's the last driver. He's the last person that knows the ins and outs of the road, knows the streets, knows how to get around the grid that has shut down, any kind of pedestrian and civilian driving. So that looks like that's going to be a really cool book, and I can't wait to read that one and do a initial assessment video on that book. What else do we have? There was another one on that same row. We got Lucky Devils issue number 9 is supposed to come out this week. And it says the Lucky Devils complete its descent into the deepest depths of hell. The ninth circle, the home of the most treacherous souls. Hell is in revolt, and Earth ain't far behind. A battle between good and evil like you've never seen as this hellish adventure comes to an end. So it only seems like it took about 7 billion years to get all of these 9 issues. It definitely was not 9 months in the making. But you've got Charles Soule as the writer and Ryan Brown as the artist. And our 2 lackluster and hapless mortals. And then there are 2 demons that were on their shoulder that were trying to get them to do good, to try to do good in order to gain respectability, gain power on this earth, so that they could eventually turn and bring more souls to the bad guys. So interesting premise. It was really that's kind of a cool cover. Let's see what this is. That is the Steve Seeley cover, and it looks like I think that character was called Little Devil, and so it looks like it's a Little Devil cover. That's pretty cool. I like that. So that's nice to see that miniseries finally going to conclude, and we can move on to newer and other things. What else is coming out this week? Well, apparently my internet doesn't want to cooperate because it's not telling me what's coming out this week. There we go. All right, let's let's find one more, guys. Okay. All right, Alien Darkness, Spider-Man Hulk, Galaxy's Edge. What else is here? The Last Starship, Knights, Dispatched. Ah, here we go. This is a good one to end on. Something Epic, issue number 14. Written and drawn by Simon Kodransky. After breaking into the world of monsters, Noah and Dee take the case. Who killed the world's most famous bloodsucker? 28 pages of pure story and art. Absolutely amazing. You get to see this copy of a vampire, a picture of a vampire, and it looks like he's in the lockup room at his local jail, and they've given him one of the placards to hold on to. So pretty cool looking cover, and I'm glad that Something Epic has come back, because we needed something that was fun and exciting like that each and every month. So let's go back to the main page. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to check out that leagueofcomicgeeks.com, where you can set up your own pull list. You can send that pull list to your local LCS, and that way they can know what comics to pull for you each and every week. You don't have to worry about missing any books. You will always get the books that you want, as long as they ordered, enough copies of that, of course. But it just makes things a lot more automated and makes things a lot easier than what you usually had to deal with about calling your shop. Hey, did you get this book? Did you get that book? I need you to pull this one for me. So, like I said, guys, thanks for joining me in this video. And if you like this kind of stuff, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and come back for all of the great content that I've got coming up for you very, very soon. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.